Welcome back, darlings. This week's video, we are looking at this Slim's Detailing's version of the Tornador and Rotador. Now, what's the Tornador and Rotador? The Tornador is this bit. You might recognise the gun with the detergent tank. The Rotador, in the genuine Tornador, is this dust extraction add-on that you can put on. Attaches to the vacuum cleaner, and when you're blasting away, it will then suck any dust up and in through this. Can be used wet and dry, so if you're banging in solution from this, very useful. This, however, costs half the price, less than half of the genuine Tornador and Rotador combination. This is £95, genuine one is over 200 just. So the question really is this half as good? Let's go and find out. So the important thing to do is see how this gets on at cleaning things. So here we go. This footage is sped up 2 times, and I'm just using ONR going in here, so no strong cleaners. And you'll find with these tools, you don't have to use as strong a cleaners as you would with other things, unless it's really greasy, in which case you would want to fire in an APC. ONR, I find, works well for most things. And the best thing about that is it kind of encapsulates the dirt, but really it's the mechanical action of the high pressure air that's doing the cleaning and firing in like liquid in at a high velocity. That's dislodging stuff. Then the ONR kind of encapsulates the dirt and you can just wipe it off afterwards. It gets things very clean very, very quickly, and that really is the benefit to this. I wouldn't say it necessarily gets stuff cleaner, although it does get into some of the deep grooves more easily. It's an efficiency thing. This tool is quick, so you can get more done to a higher standard in less time, and that's true of this tool and the genuine Tornador. The only downside to any of these air tools is that, whilst they do this very well, they do blow dirt everywhere. So if there's skin, hair, mud, whatever it is inside these little areas, it blasts it all round inside the cabin. So that's where the dust extraction capability is useful, and that's particularly prevalent when you're doing mucky carpets, because they obviously hold more dirt and it fires it up more. So with this, you just take off the regular nozzle, slide the other one on, do up the grub screw, and attach the other end of that hose to the vacuum cleaner, and away you go. So the vacuum cleaner is on here, and you're just blasting the nozzle in, and it's extracting the dirt that's pulled out. Now, obviously, I cleaned these mats before, because only people on Instagram would go through and get a very dirty mat and then just light it up with one of these tools. That's nuts. It's not a sensible way of using it. This is to help you deep clean. Benefit of the clear nozzle is if I were injecting fluid into the stream here, you would also see that getting sucked out, and you can see how dirty it was. I want to show you the difference between the Slim's Tornador equivalent and the genuine Tornador. And you can see in here, this has got one of those heads where the little bit flaps around inside it, whereas the Slim's one has this kind of controlled head which controls the spin. So in a way, the Tornador is much closer to just the regular pulse gun that I'm using. Now that makes sense, because the Tornador here, this started out like the pulse gun, then they added in the other bits to it. In terms of how they're constructed, I think there's no doubt that the Tornador feels better put together, that's for sure. But I don't know if it's better at cleaning or not. The brush bit on the end here, you don't need that. But everything else is, I would say, really comparable. Yeah, this is better made, costs half the price, doesn't feel half as good. I mean, this is better made, but not by loads. So now I guess the thing is just to do a quick comparison between how these two things work, I guess. Let's have a look. That feels like it's got a lot more oomph. Another test to do is how quickly will this tool on maximum draw deplete the air tank before the engine kicks in to recharge. Okay, so I'm going to start this in time. That was 15 seconds of continuous use. This is why I think the 100 litre tanks are going to be better. I'd say the two of these are really different actions. As I said, the Tornador is more like the pulse gun, and it definitely is. It's like this controlled duct spinning around inside, whereas this feels like it gets a wider spray pattern on the hand. Now that may or may not be a good thing, I'm not sure. But I can see how this is useful and beneficial when you're trying to get into the carpet. The attachment on the Tornador, the Rotador, works in the same way as the Tornador does, just with the flying head. It just has the dust extraction on, as you can see from this picture. So they're comparable, and they do a pretty good job of comparing against each other. Bearing in mind this is half the price than the Tornador with the Rotador, this is way more than half as good. About 2/3 of the way there. There are some downsides, but I want to talk about if you are a weekend warrior or a hobbyist, I think this with the dust extractor gives you everything you need. The one downside that I can really think of is this isn't quite as powerful in terms of the amount of impact it makes with the air that's coming out, and it's really thirsty. So this burns through the air and then does a bit less with it, far quicker than the genuine Tornador. Now I said that we've got, you saw earlier it's like 15 seconds, and the genuine one, I haven't got the footage, but I did it, it was 18 seconds. So it was 18 seconds on the genuine Tornador to deplete the tank on full draw. But you can dial the draw back as you can on this one. There's a little nozzle, a little adjuster here. The thing is, on the genuine Tornador, when you dial it back, it still makes a really big impact. I find with this one, you have to run it on full draw to really make the cleaning impact that you want. Which gets me to a point. This on a 50-litre compressor, it uses it up too quickly. So you want it to, if you've got a 100 or a 200-litre compressor, that's fine. Don't need to buy the genuine one, no problem at all. If you're on a 50, I would get the genuine Tornador. But be realistic about this. For both of them, none of them are going to really last a long time on 50. However, if you dial it back on the genuine Tornador, you're still going to get some good cleaning power, and it will last longer because it will use less air. So, if you are toying with the idea of getting one of these, you won't be disappointed. If you're expecting it to be absolutely as good as the Tornador, then you might be. Without an out cleaning device, very, very good. It works very well. It's a good example. If you're expecting it to be as good as a Tornador, it isn't, but it is less than half the price, and you get the full dust extraction, which is really useful when you're blasting into carpets in the footwells, because the downside of these, when you're dry blasting, so you haven't got the detergent or liquid going in, is it goes everywhere inside the car. I find that really annoying. Great to take the mats outside and do it. Inside the vehicle, it makes a lot of mess. Yes, it's loose, it's light, it's easy to vacuum up afterwards, but with the extractor on, you get it all done in one go. So I hope that has been useful for you guys. Thanks very much for watching. There's links to these down below, and I will see you in the next one.